Global warming isn't a prediction, it is happening. James Hedison. Good afternoon. My name is Kristen Gonzalez. Today I will be talking about the issue of global warming. But first, I'll have to talk a little bit about what exactly global warming is. Global warming is often referred to as the century-scale rise of the Earth's climate and how it tends to affect our environment and the world around us. Now that we know just a little bit more about global warming, I have a question to ask. Do people cause global warming with their actions and things they do to our environment, or does global warming happen naturally over time? With this question in mind, my group and I will now present how people can cause global warming due to their actions, how the environment causes global warming and things that happen in our environment to cause global warming, and ways to preserve our current world as it is.
Atmospheric carbon dioxide concentrations are higher today than any other time in at least the last 650,000 years. They're about 35% higher than before since the Industrial Revolution, and has increased in its caused by human activities, primarily to the burning of fossil fuels. Carbon dioxide is the greenhouse gas, as are methane, nitrous oxide, water vapor, and the host of other traces of gases. They occur naturally in the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases act like a blanket for infrared radiation, retaining the radioactive energy near the surface that would otherwise escape directly to space. An increase in atmospheric concentrations of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases arguments that the natural greenhouse effect is increases by the radiative energy available to the Earth's surface and lower atmosphere, unless comprehended by other processes. The increase of radioactive energy available to the surface in the lower atmosphere leads to warming. As you can see by this graph here, separating human and natural influences climate. This is the natural gas factors, which are way above. Which are way above the observations in natural human factors. They increased by 3% in the 1900s, 12% by 1940, decreased 6% 1980, and as high as it's ever been before by the 2000s.
You might be asking, is there any way we can reduce and treat global warming? And the answer is yes. One way we could be doing is using solar energy instead of electricity. I know that you might be asking, isn't solar energy more expensive than electricity? The answer is yes, but compared to what you're wasting annually, it's better, and because you're saving the environment, it's better. Another way that we could do is eat less meat and eat what we have in a refrigerator instead of throwing it away. Because according to NRDC.org, approximately 10% of U.S. energy goes into growing, processing, packaging, and shipping food, about 40% of which winds up in the landfill. If you're wasting less food, you are likely cutting down energy consumption, says Hawk. Eating meat-free meals can make a big difference. Another way we can reduce global warming is to use bikes and walk or public transportation instead of using cars, because that pollutes our atmosphere and makes global warming. We could also be spreading the word to inform everyone else that that's good.
I will be talking about factors that cause global warming. My first one would be fossil fuels. My first fossil fuel would be coal. We use it for a variety of things, and we use it a lot. So when we burn it, it goes into our air. My second one would be gas. Gas is used for many things, but I think the main reason we use it is for our transportation. We use transportation every single day, every minute, and the worst part is that we use it so much at the same time. Like, there's probably millions of people using it right at this instant. And since it's in large amounts, that it goes into our air and it's very harmful because it stays in our air, and the global warming, it's more because of that. My second one would be deforestation. Our plants help regulate our temperature, not by a lot, but it really does help a lot. And we get oxygen from them. Now, when we burn them down, all the bad stuff is released into the air, and it's hotter because of the fire. And without the plants, we have less oxygen, and the temperature rises a little. If you think about it, if we didn't have any plants at all, our earth would be much hotter. But that is why we need to stop deforestation, so all of the earth could be like better and there's less global warming. My third one would be farming. When we have livestock, we have millions of animals doing their necessities. Their waste have a very bad chemical called methane. So methane, it could be harmful because it goes through the air, but also it runs off into rivers and all that.
Atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration are higher today than at least the last 65,000 years because of us humans. But we can try to prevent it and help at least restore our environment. We could be using solar energy, eating less meat, and stop using automobiles and using public transportation or a bike. And we all know that in our community we have line bikes and scooters to help us reduce global warming.